Good morning from my car. It's a bit chilly out here this morning, but it's kind of nice out. Love this time of year. Enjoying my QT coffee and wanting to share a few thoughts about an article that I read quite a few years ago. It was an article in a publication, a Buddhist publication, and I don't exactly remember the names of the two mythical characters, I guess you would call them, that were talked about in the article, but in English, they would be translated, if I remember correctly, to same person, same name. And they were two, as I said, imaginary, make-believe, if you will, characters in the philosophy of Buddhism who would sit on a person's shoulder 24/7. And they followed, because the same person, same name, they followed the person around 24/7 and would hear everything they said, would see everything they saw, and more importantly, would even be aware of everything that a person was thinking and feeling. And I kind of, in my own opinion, interpreted this as what we might refer to today as a person's conscious. In other words, something that we are all aware of and carry with us all the time, and it kind of helps us to make decisions as to things that we do or don't do, say or don't say, as far as like maybe trying to make right decisions and just be a good person, I guess. And what really stuck with me about this article that I read so many years ago, if I remember correctly, is the idea that we are always making causes. And in a previous video, I talked about the simultaneity of cause and effect. Anytime that we make a cause, the effect happens at the same time. The two are connected based on the idea of the law of attraction, because those things that you put out into the universe in the form of thoughts and feelings or prayers, visualizations, anything like that, do come back to us. We put them out, they automatically come back to us. As I stated in the previous video, there's also the idea that because it takes time sometimes for the effect to manifest in our daily lives, that there appears to be time between the cause and the effect. But the point of this video is really to remember what I learned, I think I learned in this article, was that even though we may think we are alone, and we may think that the others don't see us, and maybe they don't. Of course, when we're alone, technically no one can see us or hear us, but it's still important to remember that it's important what we think and what we say, even though we may think others are not aware of those things, because those causes that we make in time will eventually come back to us in some way or the other. And I guess, well, you might say, well, so what, who cares? But I think maybe it's food for thought, I guess, more than anything else, just something to think about, that maybe we should care what we think and what we do when we think no one is watching us, because we are creating karma with our actions. We are creating effects that will manifest in the future based on those things that we're putting out right now. And because the law of cause and effect is very strict, in my opinion. And I think that it is important for us to just always try to do the right thing, always try to be a good person, even when there's no one around, or when we think no one can see us or hear us or be aware of what we're doing. Because if we wonder why things are the way they are in our lives, why we are the way we are as people, it's always about cause and effect. It's always about our actions, our thoughts, and our feelings. What we put out does come back to us. And I thought this article way back when was just a kind of a really good analogy, I guess you could say. Buddhism is full of analogies and allegories. It's kind of the way people used to teach other people back in those days, I guess. And especially in today's world, it's even more important than ever, I think, to just try to be a good person, try to do the right thing, and then understand that anything that we see happen in our lives, any situation we see ourselves in, we can only look to ourselves, our own lives, our own thoughts, our own words, our own actions, and kind of involve ourselves in a little bit of self-analysis as to, you know, how I got myself into this mess. I guess we could always maybe sum it up that way. But the importance of that is not just to blame yourself and to feel bad about yourself, but because when we become aware of what we're doing and what we're saying and what we're thinking, that's creating our life the way it is today, then we have the power to do something about it, to change the way we think, or to change the words we're putting out there, and most importantly, our actions at all times, whether we think anyone is watching us or not. So anyway, that's about all I have to say about that. So anyway, hopefully someone will gain something from this. Watch it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.